All right, now that we've talked about an angle in standard position, I'm going to draw just a generic angle in standard position right here. So I have some random angle, let's call that theta, in standard position. We have my initial ray, we have my common vertex, which is the origin, I have my terminal ray. It's rotating counterclockwise, so I know it's positive, to a terminal ray. Now, here's some interesting things that come up with this, is that this is not the only way we can rotate to it. We know that we can do a negative angle this way. But could I also do something like this? And this could get a little messy here. I start at my initial ray and I rotate around and rotate again. And I still finish at the same terminal ray. All these angles in standard position all have the same initial ray. They have all the same vertex. But sometimes we're going to get angles that have the same terminal ray that has a different amount of rotation to them. These are called coterminal angles. Now, throughout this semester, we're going to deal with coterminal angles that's going to give us the same mathematical answer. Even though the answer mathematically is the same, the way you got there is different because it's a different level of rotation. So coterminal angles, we may be able to do the math with the smaller of all the coterminal angles. Generally, we're going to do it between 0 and 360 degrees. But it actually tells me that I've rotated more than, or I'm going to get the same answer. So really, if you look here, all I'm going to do to find any coterminal angle is I'm going to add 360, or I can subtract 360 from it. All right, so let's see how this actually works. All right, so here I have an angle in standard position, 45 degrees. And I want to find the coterminal angle, the first negative coterminal angle. I mean, I want to rotate from the positive x-axis all the way to the terminal ray. And I need to figure out what this angle is. Well, we already know that this is going to make a full circle. A full circle is 360 degrees. So I'm going to take my initial angle, 45 degrees, and I'm going to subtract my 360 degrees from it. That's basically going from here all the way back to here, making a full circle, which gives me a negative, what is that? 315 degrees. So negative 315 degrees and 45 degrees are coterminal. Now I could do this as many times as I want. I could subtract 360 as many times as I want, or I can even add 360. So let's look at another example. Say I have 60 degrees here. So I have my x and my y. And I want to know what is the first coterminal positive angle after 60 degrees. Well, I have my 60 degrees already. And then from here, I want another all the way around, so I added a 360 degrees to it, which would give me 420 degrees. So 420 degrees is coterminal to 60 degrees. Now, if you type in, as we start doing math, you'll see that these are going to have the same answers as we get into trig. But you have to understand they are different rotations, different level amounts of rotation. All right. So now I'm going to ask you to graph or draw angles in standard position and actually find coterminal angles based on a prerequisite. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and draw 751 degrees in standard position. Well, initially, I don't know right off the top of my head where 751 degrees is going to fall on my XY plane, but I know I'm going to need an XY plane, so I'm going to draw that in right now. Well, what's really nice is I know all coterminal angles. I can either add or subtract 360 degrees from it. So I can do 751 minus 360, which gives me, let's see, that's 6. 391 minus 360 again gives me 31 degrees. Well, I know where 31 degrees is. That's somewhere right in there. Now, 360 degrees means I want 2 rotations and then an additional 31 degrees. So 2 rotations and my additional 31 degrees. And this is 751 degrees. That's how you would draw an angle in standard position that is greater than 360 degrees just by adding the number of rotations. Now, I could also ask you to find, say I wanted you to find a coterminal angle. Let me just erase. All right, I can also ask you to find a coterminal angle between 0 and 360 degrees for negative 964 degrees. All we're going to do is keep adding 364 degrees so I get to the first positive answer. So negative 964 degrees plus 360 degrees plus 360 degrees. I know this goes 3 times. When I do that, I get 116 degrees. When I add 360 degrees 3 times, I get 116 degrees. Therefore, my angle 116 degrees is between 0 and 360 is coterminal to negative 964. Hi, I'm Mr. Buzzard, and these videos are supplemental instruction for my students. If you found the video enjoyable, make sure you click the like button and click subscribe, as well as the bell for notifications to receive future videos on high school mathematics.